So, what's up, YouTube? HPJ here, and yeah, I'm not too happy about the ban list. Everyone knows from my little 6-minute reactions video. So, some time to come back to it and really just analyze a lot of what's on this list. And I can only give my opinion so far about some, but not all of the cards on this list. So, in the comment section below, let me know what you guys think about a lot of the cards that get hit and stuff like that. Don't worry, I'll remind you at the end of the video. It may be a lengthy video, so yeah, just fair warning. So, this list will be updated no sooner than April 2nd of this year. So, we have till April 2nd. With the way the list have been updated, the last time this list was supposed to be updated was January 21st, 7 days later, right before the event. So I predict now, if we have an event in April, there you go. This will be the list that will follow either the same week or the week after. Um, Looking at what I've seen, there's a lot to talk about. Indirectly, we're going to talk about the first card that was hit, and that was the beautiful Fairy Tale Snow. Uh, if you don't really know what this card's interaction was, pretty much if you banish 7 cards from your hand, field, or graveyard, to special summon her from the graveyard. She can select one when she's summoned. She can select one monster card on the field, and put it face down. 1850 attack, 1000 defense. Fairy Tale Snow had a lot of synergy with a lot of decks, not just in this format, but in previous formats. That's part of the reason why when she was limited, she had to get hit. She was hit to limit status actually, and then yeah, she was well in the OCG she was hit. In the TCG she was still around. She was helping Thunder Dragons, she was helping Shaddolls, she was well not Shaddolls directly, but she was helping Shaddolls because she was a light monster. And you can use that to make construct. You had a lot of these very hefty 60 card plus decks that benefited from her. You had a lot of these 50 card decks that benefited from her. Not because she banished stuff, but also because of the fact she was a monster presence. So it was a free special summon to make a free monster, to make another monster, to help you make another monster. That's the whole deal with these things, is that monsters plus monsters plus monsters helped you get monsters. And that's what Fairy Tale Snow did. She got rid of the trash that was in the graveyard or the stuff you already used up. She put herself to the board to either book something or to help you run over something or give you some defense. So, nevertheless, Fairy Tale Snow was a big issue for a lot of players. So that's part of the reason why she did get the hit that she did. Next card is Grinder Golem, and that's pretty much what a lot of token makers are getting hit left and right. If you can help spam tokens, you're getting hit. That's unfortunately what happened to Grinder Golem. And the thing with Grinder Golem was he was already to 1, but he was so abusable because you could bounce him back with a lot of card effects and then Grinder Golem again to get more tokens to get to the field. And not to mention, this wasn't a once per turn effect, so you could just outright bounce Golem, put Golem back on the field, link the tokens away, get to something really big, smash over the Grinder Golem. And it's similar to like a kaiju setup. You're just putting stuff on your opponent's board to give yourself some type of advantage. And that's Golem's ultimate defeat, was that he was a free monster to your opponent, but you gained something off of it. It didn't matter if the cards were good or bad. It was just the fact that you got 2 free materials for a link summon, and that ended up being his demise. Speaking of cards that ended up being their own demise, Logic Gambler Dragon. This was pretty much a delinquent duo on a summon. This was a hand control card through effects. And we all know how Konami feels about hand control. And this is part of the reason why he got hit, was because of hand control, hand manipulation, and very much easy access to himself through a lot of link summons and a lot of decks that did hefty link summoning. Um, I think also this just gives range for a lot of the other uh, rank the other Link 4 monsters to get played. So Barrel Sword Dragons, Barrel Loader Dragon, Logic Bomber Dragon. Was it the Logic? I forget what the other one was. It was the one that looks like this, like a giant insect. But it banished stuff on the field. I can't remember its name off the top of my head, but people know which one I'm talking about. So I feel that the rest of them will probably get, hopefully don't get the same treatment, but when you're a delinquent duo-esque effect, Yeah, you're bound to get hit eventually. Galaxy Tomahawk, just like Grinder Golem, token spam. That is legitimate reason why he's banned. Token spam. I can't really put my finger on it, but hey, it's truth be told, when a casual deck like Harpies can make a monster that fast and can spam link monsters that fast thanks to one monster's token effect, yeah, other decks are bound to catch on, and a lot of them did. So unfortunately, Tomahawk had to hit the ban list, and he hit the ban list hard with the band, like in general. So R.I.P. Tomahawk. Next up is heroic champion, Rango. I'm not gonna pronounce the whole name, but everyone knows about Rango and the Rango combinations, and that, like I said, it was another card that just ended itself. Um, I don't know how Ringo would ever come back, honestly, and I don't think we'll see Ringo come back for a long time. But the ultimate demise of Ringo is Ringo himself. Moving on, Soul Charge. Power push plays. That's literally what Soul Charge was. Screw off enough of your life points to where, hey, I can have enough monsters on my board to win me the game. I don't have to do battle damage, but I can surely win the game through card effects. And that's literally what Soul Charge was. I know there was some talk about Soul Charge and people killing themselves off with Soul Charge, which is very unsportsmanlike as well. It's like dealing with self destruct button and stuff like that. So I mean, if that's part of the reason why Soul Charge got banned, that sucks. But if Soul Charge was just a problematic card in general, then it had its own. It led to its own demise. So now we're moving on to the limited list. Let's move on. Let's start looking at Chaos Emperor Dragon, Envoy in. So CED is back, but we all know CED has the errata. For those who don't know what CED's errata is, it's pretty much has the same conditions for its summon, um, similar to Blockbuster Soldier. Once it's summoned, you can summon it again through other card effects. Then, its own monster effect. If this card, you pay 1,000 life points, you send every card on both player sides of the field and hand to the graveyard. Inflict 300 points of damage to your opponent for each card sent to the graveyard. No card effects can be activated after this card's effect has resolved. So pretty much you can't. There's no in plays after that. You're just pretty much wiping the board. So I don't see CED going to multiples. I do see, however, this being beneficial to a lot of decks that can search for CED, thanks to cards like Eclipse Wyvern. I see Dragons pulling this off. I see Chaos decks pulling this off. I see decks that don't really use Chaos, but can abuse the summon of a monster that is a Chaos monster to use monster effects. So I wouldn't be surprised if I see this in Thunder Dragon, because I think Thunder Dragon could easily make this. I think Thunder Dragon also was part of the reason why Tomahawk got banned. Because I think there's a couple of sevens in Thunder Dragons. Correct me if I'm wrong, comment section. But I'm sure there's some Thunder Dragon setup where you can make Tomahawk and then go into some link plays and then you can help bring out Thunder Dragon Colossus. And Colossus can go crazy from there. So welcome back, CED. Speaking of monsters that were forbidden, we're welcoming them back, Cyberstein. And how do you welcome back Cyberstein? By making an OTK deck with Cyberstein. Yeah, it didn't take too long. Someone found a way to abuse Cyberstein. So I wouldn't be surprised if that card got hit. The only downside to it is, of course, the infamous hand traps. Because they can kill Cyberstein, Effect Veiler, Ghost Ogre, Ash Blossom, what is it? Bella in the Haunted Mansion. That new monster, the Need Dog in Null Nun, that's gonna really wreck Cyberstein because it's like, oh, okay, all these monsters you're social summoning, I'm gonna gain life equal to their attacks, so you're gonna be at a standstill, and that's pretty much why Cyberstein coming back to TCG and the OCG doesn't really matter because there's ways to stop and deal with Cyberstein. I think for the most part, a lot of people are going to like it with the next card that got with another card that got unbanned in combination with Cyberstein, so that decks can abuse and use it. Dark Grepher, that's pretty much to deal with dark decks. Majorly Danger because of how abusable that card is with them. Shuret of the strategist of the Necros, ritual support. Literally, because Savage Striker has ritual support, and I think the set after Savage Striker has ritual support for the incantations. So I'm not surprised that we're gonna probably see more of a Necros incantation type of build. Strategist literally was a one man army with that deck, and they have the one man army back once again. Let's go down, and we have El Shaddai Construct. The fanboys are rejoicing because Shaddai Construct is back. What does that mean for the metagame? Well, we now have to deal with Shaddai's biggest and most deadliest of extra deck monsters, Shaddai Construct. Um, I would not be surprised to see variations of fusion decks try to run Shaddai Construct. Super Poly is back, so I wouldn't be surprised to see people trying to side in Super Polys with some type of Shaddai setup to where they can form Construct and take advantage of their opponents playing Thunder Dragon. So I think she'll be a great out for Thunder Dragon, but I also see Thunder Dragon using Shaddai Construct as a way to deal with other constructs. So it's only a time matter to see how abusable the construct can be now that she's back. I think she's also a force to be reckoned with, so do not sleep on Shaddai Construct because she's not a monster to be slept on. Next is Brilliant Fusion, and Brilliant Fusion getting hit is because of turbo summoning. You have all these accesses to all these monsters that can be summoned. Brilliant Fusion with his fusion setup, putting stuff in the graveyard. It was a matter of time before this card got hit. I mean, it was Diamond, the Master Diamond setup. You had the setups with Seraphonite. You have just a ton of things you can abuse with Brilliant Fusion, and that's ultimately why I can see it getting itself hit. And Thunder Dragons, I'm looking at you too. Gold Sarcophagus, Thunder Dragon. I mean, it's not that obvious. It's obvious now. Thunder Dragon. And just how abusable they had it with Gold Sark. Magical Millfield Breaker, that's a more of a control variant of cards. That's a more control setup. I did read the card just a few seconds before this, and it's a really weird card, but it has so much offense and defense to itself that yeah, this card did have to be hit because it's. I'm sure there's ways to abuse it coming out very soon. Next, Scapegoat tokens, token spam, token setup. Slash draw. So I had to look this card up, and it's a really deadly card on a lot of ends. Really beneficial if you start it with the way it works. I'm glad they hit it because I wouldn't be surprised if it got more abused and people found ways to just take advantage of its mill effect. People were taking advantage of its draw effect, the damage that it dealt to your opponent. Yeah, and it's just an overall synergetic card that hurt and hit all at the same time. Nothing got limited. I mean, nothing got semi-limited. So, Malicious, Lester Dragon, uh, Necroface, and Terraforming are the only cards that are semi-limited. And now we look at all the unlimited. So, Insectors have Triple Hornet. I don't know what meta setup they'll have with the game because they did just lose Dark Grapher, which would have been a great out to them. There's only one Armageddon Knight. There's not really much they can really benefit from, except for being a deck that just relied on Exceed Summoning. They do have their own Link monster. I don't know how much she'll factor in, but if you can find a way to use her, go for it. Necros with Brian Hack, just like I said with Shuret. When it comes to ritual monsters and ritual promotion, they're gonna bump whatever old ritual deck had had a lot of support hit and bring it back in any combination, make a lot of its current ritual stuff even more viable. Pretty much, I wouldn't be surprised to see Necroft um, Incantation. I think there was a variation of it also in the OCG, so I wouldn't be surprised to see TCG players take advantage of it. Evil Swarm Exciton Knight, you could have just run back Feather Duster, my honest opinion. I didn't really see a lot of people using Exciton Knight. That might change now that he's at 3 and no longer at 1. So Wouldn't be surprised there. Interrupting Kaiju Slumber, similar situation. Control boards, dealing with problematic stuff. I mean, we could have just put Dark Hole to 2. Because you're still giving them a free monster to get rid of, as well as a free monster in your field. And yeah, it's crazy that Exciton Knight and Interrupting Kaiju Slimmer removal cards are getting more of a boost, but the back row removal card isn't. Okay, sure. Monarch Storm 4, boost up to Monarch, boost up to True King, True Draco. Um, I honestly see no real reason why this card needs to be at 1 anymore because there's no more Masterpiece. So, Eradicator Epidemic Virus. Well, they want to deal with Sky Strikers. They surely found a way to deal with it because EEV is a good out to them. The thing is, what they can abuse it? Oh, that's right. Danger can abuse this and very well. So I wouldn't be surprised. This is a way to help Danger after they hit Danger with some type of support to deal with a lot of those decks. I also think, if I'm not mistaken, can't Ultra Guys use this? Because there's some dark Ultra Guys monsters, if I'm not mistaken, and they can easily abuse EEV in its effect. So, yeah, there goes another bit of direct support. Infernity Barrier, that shocked me to see this at 3. I don't. Maybe they're giving Infinity some more support. Maybe we'll see some type of variations of Infinities coming out soon. I don't know. But Barrier, no hand, yeah, that's pretty much what Barrier is. Playing off your no hand. And because a lot of decks can abuse and use that, I wouldn't be surprised. Wind up Magician, windups aren't relevant. Windups don't have carrier. They don't have hunter. So Magician isn't much of a threat. Maybe they'll get their new support card in form of their Link Monster. But that's to say with a lot of other cards that have Link Monsters that still haven't come out to the TCG yet. So there's no telling why Magician wasn't was still limited, but he's back now. Similar to Magician is TG Hyper Librarian, which was semi-limited and now it's back. But synchros have to be pliable for them to really benefit from TG Hyper Librarian's effect, and TG Hyper Librarian still has to be on the field in order for it to be relevant enough to be a factor. Limiter removal just to boost the machine decks. Literally what it is, because Cosmo can abuse it. What other machine decks can abuse? There's a lot of machine decks, Cyber Dragons, stuff like that. So it's nice to see back limiter removal at 3, but I don't know how beneficial it'll be. So my overall reflection of this is that there's a lot of decks that it missed. It's 2 decks particularly that I think it missed. It completely missed Trickstar and it completely missed I'll say Teller Knight. It completely missed Ultrageist. Maybe there was some direct indirect hits that it did hit for those decks, but overall I think for the most part we'll still see those contenders coming. Ultrageist and Trickstar. I want to see how Salamangreat will do in the upcoming format. I think a lot of people are going to be excited to see how that does. I know a lot of this, some of the stuff came out in Savage Striker, and I'll be looking for that. I'll be looking for the TCG structure deck. So giving you guys some heads up on that. If you haven't seen the video already, check that out. But for the most part, yeah, I think just this list is just all over the place. It'll make some sense as the months go on, and we still have till April. So let me know what you guys think about this list in the comment section. I'm sure a lot of you guys want to talk about this list as well. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share because it helps the channel tremendously. HBJ signing out, and I will see you guys next time.